Hey guys, it's Brooklyn Lou the Skeptic. And I'll tell you, I'm getting sick and tired of hearing about how what one person believes is better than what another person believes. And the worst part of this is that the Christians I interact with are often saying that you have to believe something. And this whole concept is absolutely absurd. This evangelical Christian idea that salvation is based on what you believe is just horrifying. I mean, why in the world would a good, all-knowing God make salvation based on what you believe? Because darn well we know that people will believe almost anything, especially if what you believe comes out of your culture and comes out of your upbringing. I mean, we understand that humans are just people and we're social animals, and we are influenced by our culture. And the idea that we all have to believe the same thing is ridiculous. And that if there's a God up in heaven somewhere, that what we believe is what he's looking at. And yet he set it up where there's all different cultures and all different belief systems. And yet we're supposed to only pick one. When Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and nobody comes to the Father unless they come through me. What an arrogant statement. What a terrible statement that really is, if you really think about it. And we're all to believe one thing when we hear every day all different things. And one of my favorite examples of people believing stuff, and it's real, is Iceland and elves. It is really actually a true statement that half of the people in this country of Iceland, a small country, but half of the people actually do believe in elves. Yes, tiny people who live in rocks and cracks and crevices. And elves are actually a big part of this country's culture. Right? That's just the way it is. Now, are we to believe elves are reasonable? No, of course not. But we can't deny that people do believe in elves. And it's a lot of people who believe in elves. Now, according to Christianity, we have a God up in the sky, although he's everywhere at once. But this God is supposed to be looking at the people of Iceland and saying, shame on you. Shame on you, the people of Iceland who believe in elves. Doesn't matter that you were brought up to believe in elves. Doesn't matter that it's in a very important part of your particular culture. No, you will be punished for believing in elves. And that just strikes me, it makes me upset, okay? Because the fact is that we have religions and beliefs in all different parts of the world that vary, okay? And a lot of people are not able to critically think. That's just the truth. Now, there's a God, a Christian God, who's going to judge them and say, I don't like the way you've been taught. I don't like the way your mother and father taught you. I don't like what you believe. You have to believe in me. So arrogant. I mean, if you were born, obviously, in a Muslim culture and you were brought up with Muslim parents, I mean, it seems very obvious that you most likely are going to be Muslim. You were brought up, you were taught these things since you were young. And guess what? It's ingrained in your brain. So it's difficult for you even to move away from that belief. That's how religion works, through indoctrination. But we have a God, supposedly the Christian God is going to judge them. How dare you believe what your mother and father taught you, what your culture taught you? Kind of just gets me really aggravated sometimes. Hinduism. This is a religion older than Christianity, so it's been around longer. And this religion deeply influences the social fabric of Indian society. So can you really blame the kid who's brought up in Indian society, in a culture that believes in Vishnu and Hinduism? Can you really hold that against them? I don't think so. I mean, that whole construct of salvation by belief, which is so prominent in Christianity, is just a terrible, unjust system to judge someone based on what they believe is just unfair. If there was a God, and there's not, but if there was a God, the only way that he should be judging people is on an objective standard, something that is based upon how they act, based on behavior. That's the only fair system that I could comprehend, even though there is no God. But if there was, for crying out loud, he could set up a system where everyone knows the rules and your salvation is based on works. Work salvation makes more sense than the faith alone BS that we hear from Christian evangelicals. It just doesn't make sense that an all-knowing and all-loving God would judge people based on what they believe. Knowing that they're brought up to believe a certain thing and knowing that it's conditioned into their brains from a young age, and then punishing them for believing that very same thing. Just horrible. So, if you like what we talk about here on my channel, please subscribe, like, comment below. We want to build a community of people who want to think freely, and I want to encourage discussion on some serious matters, but I also like to have a little fun too. So comment, like, and subscribe. And if you really want to support the channel in some financial way, you can simply buy me a coffee. The link is down below. And until next time, think rationally, be happy, and always, always, always question everything.